And they're coming up now for this third heat on the opening round of the championship. Victory's Phil is the outside runner on the front row. Jane Ellen coming up. She's drawn out in barrier 5. And also moving up there is Kyalla Fling on the inside of it. Whitby Heritage, Quite Famous, and Trunky Sting all coming forward. And the second row pacing well. Westburn Grant is one from the outside in the second row. They're about to go now. Blue light, they're off. Jane Ellen got away quickly, but Kyalla Fling is also going for the lead, and they're going to have a torrid tussle. Although Kyalla Fling is holding out Jane Ellen. From wide out going forward is Victory Phil, 3 wide. Trunky Sting back on the fence, and in the centre Whitby Heritage. Then another Bart, he's off the rail. Westburn Grant trapped a little bit wide. He's racing on the outside of Bronski Beat, and 2 lengths back behind him the New Zealander Reba Lord, and a long way further back to Quite Famous. He's about 30 metres behind the second last horse. Down the back the first time, and Jane Ellen's taken up the running, and it leads by just over a length from Victory's Phil, and about a neck pack on the inside Kyalla Fling. 1 out and 1 back is the West Australian mare Whitby Heritage, which is travelling well in the early part, and a neck back on the inside Trunky Sting. Another Bart is next on the outside, racing a neck in advance of Bronski Beat, followed by Westburn Grant. He's third last. A length and a half further back behind them Reba Lord, and the same margin further back to Quite Famous, and about 25 metres would cover the field. The first quarter of the last mile in 30.9. The pace is solid, and it's Jane Ellen leading out by just over a length. Victory's Phil as they come down the straight to get the bell. On the inside is Kyalla Fling getting a good run. Whitby Heritage is trotting in 4th position as they come to the judges' box. Trunky Sting is next on the inside, then another Bart. They were followed by Bronski Beat on the rail. Westburn Grant is racing on the outside of Quite Famous, and a length and a half further back Reba Lord. Over towards the back straight they go, 700 metres to run, and it's Jane Ellen by 3/4 of a length. Oh, one broke up. Kyalla Fling disorganised the field. Westburn Grant had to swing very wide. Trunky Sting has dropped back to a long last. Down the back they're spread out, and it's Jane Ellen the leader, and Knight's gone for the doctor. Leads by a length and a half. Victory's Phil looks a winner. Jane Ellen about 3 lengths. Whitby Heritage, which got a check in that scrimmage, and a length and a half further back behind him Bronski Beat, and they were followed 3 lengths away by another Bart, and Westburn Grant is winding up, but he's about 25 metres from the leader. 250 left to go, and Jane Ellen has treated the opposition. It's 4 lengths in front from Victory's Phil. Around the outside, Whitby Heritage coming home solidly, then Westburn Grant wide out, and they were followed by Bronski Beat. Halfway down the straight, the whip's out on Jane Ellen. She's shortening stride, but she will win it clearly, and Jane Ellen wins by 2.5 lengths. Westburn Grant got up to run second, a neck in advance of Whitby Heritage. Down on the inside, Victory's Phil wide out. Reba Lord, the New Zealander, came home well. Then Bronski Beat. They were followed by another Bart, Quite Famous, and the last one in is Trunky Sting. So the 4-year-old mare from Victoria, Jane Ellen, which has a very impressive strike rate, has landed the money for Vin Knight, who's been a prolific winner of Inter-Dominion heats over the years. Yet to drive a winner of a grand final, but it could be the year of the mare, and Jane Ellen could do the trick for him in 2 weeks' time. Jane Ellen, she was tapped up with the whip in the closing stages, but was never really in any danger. Westburn Grant, which got a bad check, has finished second, and that's Whitby Heritage on the inside of it, a neck back third.